YouVersion app, Amplified Bible, Classic Edition, AMPC. Judges 19. In those days there was no king in Israel. A certain Levite was living temporarily in the most remote part of the hill district of Ephraim, who took himself a concubine of inferior status than a wife from Bethlehem in Judah. And his concubine was untrue to him, and went away from him to her father's house of Bethlehem of Judah, and stayed there in the space of 4 months. Then her husband arose and went after her to speak kindly to her heart, and to bring her back, having with him his servant and a couple of donkeys. And she brought him into her father's house. And when her father saw him, he rejoiced to meet him. And his father-in-law, the girl's father, insistently detained him, and he remained with him 3 days. So they ate and drank, and he lodged there. On the 4th day they arose early in the morning, and the Levite prepared to leave. But the girl's father said to his son-in-law, "Strengthen your heart with a morsel of bread, and afterward go your way." So both men sat down and ate and drank together. The girl's father said to the man, "Consent to stay all night, and let your heart be merry." And when the man rose up to depart, his father-in-law urged him, so he lodged there again. And he rose early in the morning on the 5th day to depart. But the girl's father said, "Strengthen your heart, and tarry until toward evening." So they ate, both of them. And when the man and his concubine and his servant rose up to leave, his father-in-law, the girl's father, said to him, "Behold, now the day draws toward evening. I pray you stay all night. Behold, now the day grows to an end. Lodge here, and let your heart be merry. And tomorrow get early on your way, and go home." But the man would not stay that night. So he rose up and departed, and came opposite to Jebus, which is Jerusalem. With him were 2 saddled donkeys, and his servants and his concubine. When they were near Jebus, it was late, and the servant said to the master, "Come, I pray, and let us turn into the Jebusite city and lodge in it." His master said to him, "We will not turn aside into the city of foreigners, where there are no Israelites. We will go on to Gibeah." And he said to his servant, "Come and let us go in one of these places, and spend the night at Gibeah or in Ramah." So they passed on and went their way, and the sun went down on them near Gibeah, and belongs to Benjamin. And they turned aside there to go in and lodge at Gibeah. And the Levite went in and sat down in an open square of the city, for no man took them into his house to spend the night. And behold, an old man was coming from his work in the field, and at evening he was in the hill country of Ephraim, but was living temporarily in Gibeah. But the men of the place were Benjamites. And when he looked up, he saw the wayfarer in the city square, and the old man said, "Where are you going? And from where did you come?" And the Levite replied, "We are passing from Bethlehem of Judah to the near side of the hill country of Ephraim. I am from there. I went to Bethlehem of Judah, but I am now going home to the house of the Lord, where I serve, and there is no man who receives me into his house. Yet we have both straw and provender for our donkeys, and bread and wine also for me. Your handmaid and the young man who is your servant, there is no lacking of anything." The old man said, "Peace be to you, but leave all of your wants to me, only do not lodge in the street." So he brought him into his house, and gave provender to the donkeys, and the guests washed their feet, and ate and drank. Now as they were making their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city, certain worthless fellows, beset the house round about, beat on the door, and said to the master of the house, "The old man, bring forth the man who came to your house, that we may have intercourse with him." And the man, the master of the house, went out and said to them, No, my kinsmen, I pray you, do not act so wickedly, seeing that this man is my guest. Do not do this wicked folly. Behold, here is my virgin daughter, and this man's the concubine. Them I will bring out now, debase them, and do with them what seems good to you. But to this man do not so vile the thing. But the men would not listen to him. So the man took his concubine and forced her forth to them, and they had intercourse with her and abused her all night until morning. And when the dawn began to break, they let her go. At daybreak, the woman came and fell down and lay her at the door of the man's house, where her master was, till it was light. And her master rose up in the morning, opened the doors of the house, and went out to go his way. And behold, his concubine has fallen down at the door of the house, and her hands were upon the threshold. And he said to her, Up, and let us be going. But there was no answer, for she was dead. Then he put her body upon the donkey, and the man rose up and went home. And when he came into the house, he took a knife and took hold of his dead concubine and divided her body limb by limb into 12 pieces and sent her body throughout the territory of Israel. And all who saw it said, There is no such deed done or seen from the day that the Israelites came up out of Egypt, of the land of Egypt, to this day. Consider it, take counsel, and speak your minds.